The Wall 2017. Hi, welcome to the recaps room. Today, we'll be talking about an action, drama, and thriller film called The Wall. Warning, spoilers ahead. The movie is set in late 2007. The Iraq War is winding down, and President Bush has already declared victory. Finally, rebuilding operations are in effect. There are two American soldiers in camouflage keeping an eye on an enemy they believe is hiding behind the wall. They have already been in the same spot for 20 hours, and yet they haven't found a suspect responsible for the death of the workers at the site. Isaac's theory is that there's a professional sniper there who killed them with headshots, but Matthew doesn't believe they stick around that long. So he becomes impatient and decides to stand up and go down there to inspect the site on his own. Isaac, on the other hand, stays and is on the lookout. Matthew arrives at the site and concludes that there's nobody there. As he is getting closer to the wall, Isaac then informs him that he's having a problem with his scope. Isaac reveals it belonged to Dean. Matthew responds saying it's bad luck to be carrying a dead man's scope. Matthew moves forward and checks the dead bodies. He then senses that something's not right and tells Isaac they're all headshots. So he tells him to go back, but it's too late. As he looked for the sniper's location, he was shot. Isaac immediately runs to him in a zigzag path to avoid the shooter. Before he was able to help Matthew, Isaac himself was shot in the leg. Matthew orders him to take cover, so he leaves him and manages to jump behind a wall. Isaac sees his wound and ties a belt around his leg to stop the blood from flowing. Matthew asks him to take the radio back to contact the base for help, but the radio seems to be damaged. Isaac tells Matthew that his antenna was shot. Sergeant Matthew decides to go after the sniper, so he asks Isaac if he spotted the enemy. But Isaac says he didn't know and tells him not to touch his rifle or else he's dead. A few minutes later, Isaac finds out that Matthew passed out because of blood loss. With nothing else to do, he takes out the bullet from his leg using his knife and dresses it with bandage. Isaac passes out too, but he wakes up when he hears someone calling through his radio earphone. He then requests for medevac and he gives him his location, but he gets suspicious when the officer he's talking to requests him to stand up and fire in the air. Noticing that the guy behind the radio has an accent that is not American, he then concludes that it's the sniper he's talking to.
Union Staff Sergeant Shane Matthews made an overnight worm.
The sniper wants to keep him talking, or else he threatens to shoot at Sergeant Matthews' head. Isaac requests the man to say something about himself first, before he gives him some info. So the sniper says he's a regular Iraqi man, a civilian, but Isaac doesn't believe him and instead, he tries to find his location with the crack bang. He draws on the ground using the dust and calculates to pinpoint his exact location. Isaac then reveals that the men the sniper killed were just building pipelines to help build Iraq's economy through infrastructure, education, and schools.
Infrastructure, education, schools.
But the sniper laughs at what he said and disagrees. The sniper then asks Isaac some personal questions, but he refuses to talk about his family. Isaac is shocked when the sniper reveals that he knows about Dean and that he carries his scope. The sniper threatens again and again that he'll shoot Matthews if Isaac won't talk.
I'm looking at him right now. It would be so easy to tear his face off.
The soldier is parched, and so he drinks what's left on his water bottle. He's disappointed to see that his water bottle has a hole in it. That is why there's no much water left. The sniper not only targets Isaac, but also his water bottle and antenna. He says he did it all purposely and hit the perfect location on his knee, causing him to bleed much. Isaac goes back to his original spot behind the wall and tries to figure out the weapon the sniper is using, but he isn't certain. While the sniper is speaking, Isaac hears something in the background that might be a clue to the sniper's location. He then calls him a terrorist, but the sniper answers back and says he's the one who has come to another man's country. From the sniper's point of view, the Americans are the terrorists. Isaac listens intently to the sniper and arrives to the conclusion that the man has been hiding in the trash all this time. He can't believe it, but Isaac realizes that his enemy is a pro, a Juba. But the man denies it and claims he's just a civilian.
Depends on the angle you look at it from.
Only one angle.
Isaac believes that the sniper is a former US officer, but again, he denies it. Eventually, Isaac lies down because of exhaustion. The sniper asks why he keeps coming there, and if it's because of Dean. so Isaac tells a story about how he knows Dean and his wife because they are from the same area. The sniper again threatens to cut his skin from his face and staple his tongue to his chest. But Isaac thought of a plan. He disguises himself using a stick and puts his helmet on it. But the sniper didn't buy it, and instead, he lost his helmet in the process as it fell off on the other side of the wall. With no other choice left, Isaac takes a risk and runs toward a deceased soldier to get his bag. The sniper shoots as he goes back to the wall, causing damage to some parts of it. Luckily, he sees there's water left in the soldier's bottle and a skittle that he could eat. But as he checks his scope, he finds it already broken and unuseful. The sniper keeps talking, but Isaac can't understand him. He then assumes that it's because of Sergeant Matthews. When he checks on him, he finds out he's still alive and tells him the location of the sniper. Slowly, the sergeant tries to reach his rifle while Isaac distracts him with some questions. The sniper reveals he used to teach in Baghdad. During the American attack, his students got killed, and so he decided to take revenge for their deaths. He again makes a threat to kill Sergeant Matthews, but to distract him, Isaac tells the story why he carries Dean's scope. He admits that it's his fault that Dean died, and that's why he's carrying his scope. Meanwhile, Matthew gets a hold of his rifle and aims at the sniper location. But as he was about to reload, the sniper shot back at his shoulder. Sergeant Matthews then crawls forward toward the wall where Isaac is hiding, and when he's almost near him, the sniper kills Matthew in an instant. Isaac cries and says he just wants to go home.
I wanna go home. I wanna go fucking home, mother.
The sniper replies the war is over, and yet Isaac is still there, meaning he doesn't really want to go home. That's when Isaac reveals he killed Dean. He tries shooting the enemy, but the bullet went right through Dean. Suddenly, he notices something's off. A noise comes out of the radio transmitter, so he crawls to it and tries to contact the base. Unfortunately, he can only hear the conversation but cannot speak through it. The officer from the other line asks about their status, and to his surprise, the sniper answers on behalf of him and Matthews. Using Isaac's name, the sniper tells the officer on the other line that he and Matthews are okay. That's when it dawned on Isaac that the sniper has been contacting the US base all this time, asking for additional help. Isaac fell asleep and was awoken by a crow. He talked to the sniper, but he wasn't responding, so he thought of getting Matthews' rifle. After a few tries, Isaac successfully retrieves his comrade's rifle. Meanwhile, the helicopters arrive. He gathers his strength and pushes down the wall to let the rescuers know his location. The sniper tries to locate Isaac, but the dust from the wall concealed him. Isaac spots the sniper and shoots at him, but is uncertain whether or not he killed him. So he stands to confirm if he will get shot, but he's not. The helicopter lands behind him, and the soldiers carry him and Matthew's body in a stretcher. He tells them the enemy's behind the trash, but they didn't pay much attention to it. Finally, the helicopter takes off, but not long after, the sniper shoots the soldiers one by one. Isaac tries to tell them that the shooter is hiding in the trash, but it's too late. The pilot was shot, and the helicopter went down, crashing on the ground. The movie ends with a shot from the sniper's point of view. Once again, he disguises himself as an American soldier and calls for another rescue to set a new trap. Did you like this video? For more movie recaps like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, so that you are notified on our next uploads. Thank you for watching.